So when we get into marriage, normally what happens is, we get into marriage, we have all these, expectations,
hopes,
we have
and
all
dreams,
these hopes and dreams and
but
all
without
those
a plan sometimes.
But you haven't actually got any plan put down. So what normally happens is that, you get in there, you are the two of you. Now let's talk about, the newlyweds before we talk about, the ones that have been around for longer. But the newlyweds, you go in there and you have all these expectations, you have all these, and you are coming from different backgrounds. So your backgrounds are completely different. Your perceptions are completely different. Your worldviews are completely different. The way you look at finances, they are completely different. Now you get in there, if you don't sit down and try and create unity between the two of you, what begins to happen is once you get into there, all that excitement, all the goosebumps, if I may put it that way, once they settle down, then you realize that, okay, now we are here, what next? So then you begin to ask the right questions, and begin to say, okay, so what are we here for? What do we need to do? And we struggled with some of these sorts of questions. And particularly for men, I would encourage men to really take time and think about these sorts of things. Because as men, obviously, we're supposed to be heads of our families, and we're supposed to be leaders. So if you are the head of a family and you are a leader of the family and you don't seem to have any clear vision, you don't seem to have a mission for the family or for yourselves as a couple, then you find that now it's either the wife now begins to get really frustrated. So those feelings and expressions of distress and annoyance, they begin to come in because you don't seem to be pulling together. There's always that conflict that's created because you don't seem to have agreed on any particular sense of direction that you need to be going into.
True. There's nothing that the two of you are working on. There's nothing that the two of us were working on at that time when I was asking Adrian for that paper or for that talk, when I had that conversation with him. There was literally nothing that we were working on. There was nothing that we were doing towards making that purpose mission so that we can accomplish things together. And if we are not careful, and if we don't make a few changes, if we don't make mental changes, if we don't change the thoughts and just make deliberate and intentional change, we'll find that from frustration, we are now going to get into anger. And this is why we have found that most of the marriages, again, there is no joy, there is no peace, because this person is angry out of frustration, the other person is angry out of lack of accomplishing nothing, lack of achieving nothing, lack of successfully unable to follow or be successful in any particular way. Even in your marriage, it's falling apart. And the conflicts now start following. Out of anger, now anger starts bringing in the conflict. Conflicts day after day.